Hi, I'm Alex Heatland, and I'm going to show you how I would introduce canon to my students. And helping me is my sister Nicole. And we're going to sing a song called A Ram Sam Sam, which is apparently from Morocco. And it's a canon in two parts. So we have two people, and we'll demonstrate how canons work in that way. But first we need to learn the song. The words are really simple. Some of them aren't even words. So if you want to repeat, one way I would introduce is by asking the students to repeat the words after me. So the first words are a ram sam sam.
A ram sam sam.
We'll say that twice. So we go a ram sam sam, a ram sam sam.
A ram sam sam, a ram sam sam.
And it's a good way using your hands to denote who's speaking at any point. If you are pointing to yourself, it's the teacher's turn to speak. If you're pointing to the students, they know that it's their turn. So then the second set of words goes guli 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 guli.
Guli 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 guli.
Yeah, it sounds a little funny. So we go guli 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 ram sam sam.
Guli 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 ram sam sam.
Should we sing that part?
Sure.
So let's. I'll sing one measure and then you can sing back to me. It goes a ram sam sam.
A ram sam sam.
So we do that twice. It goes like this. A ram sam sam. A ram sam sam. Your turn.
A ram sam sam. A ram sam sam.
Then we go guli 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 ram sam sam. Go ahead.
Guli 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 ram sam sam.
Should we sing all of that together?
Sure.
All right. Here we go. 1 and 2. A ram sam sam. A ram sam. Guli 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 ram ram sam sam. Good. Let's do that one more time to make sure we know it. A ram sam sam. A ram sam sam. Guli 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 ram sam sam. When we do this in real life, we'll sing that twice.
Okay.
Should we practice that? Ready? 1 and 2. A ram sam sam. A ram sam sam. Guli 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 ram sam. Again. A ram sam sam. A ram sam sam. Guli 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 ram sam sam. Amazing! It is a very quick song to pick up, yeah. Then we have just like one more word to learn, and it goes a rafiq.
A rafiq.
Yeah, and that part goes a rafiq, a rafiq. Can you sing that? Ready? And a rafiq, a rafiq. Now this is a note that may seem high to your students. Now, that was really simple for my sister to sing, but what I would encourage you to do here is have them think of not reaching up to a note, so not singing, a rafiq. You can hear how that would start to hurt after a second. So instead thinking a very light tone and going, a rafiq. Can you try that?
A rafiq.
Can you demonstrate one way that might be, like if you were reaching for it, if you were using like maybe your chest voice a lot and trying to reach up there? Ready?
A rafiq.
Can you tell us what the difference was between those two?
It just feels in the front of my throat, I feel more of a strain.
You feel strained when you're trying to reach for it, yeah. Now this is not something that gets, it's easy the first time. So working with your students to just remember to think lightly on some of these high notes. So that second line, let's learn the second line right now. And we do that twice, and then we guli guli again. So I'll demonstrate the second line. It goes, a rafiq, guli 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 ram sam sam. Can you sing that? Ready? And a rafiq, guli 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 ram sam sam. Now in real life, we'll do that twice as well.
Okay.
So should we do that twice? Ready? And a rafiq, guli 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 ram. Again. A rafiq, guli 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 ram sam sam. So we just learned the whole song, and what we did is we broke it down into two phrases, two parts, and we learned both separately. Now what we'll do is try to put them together. Now, your students may have forgotten the first part. Nicole obviously is very intelligent and already knows all of it. But we can just try to sing the song with the whole thing through. We're going to repeat both parts twice. Does that make sense? So we're gonna a ram sam sam, then we go back a ram sam sam, a rafik, and a rafik. Ghoulies all over the place. All right. So this will be the first time. It might not go so simply. But let's try a ram sam sam. Ready? Here we go. A ram sam sam, a ram sam, gooly 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 ram sam. Again. A ram sam sam, a ram sam, gooly 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 ram. A rafik, a rafik, a rafik, gooly 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 gooly. A rafik one more time. A rafik, rafik, gooly 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 ram sam sam. Now, you might want to do that a few times until your students are feeling comfortable and singing into their voice a little bit more. I think we're ready to move on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I have A+ students only. So now, the next thing, once your students are comfortable with this, we're going to introduce the idea of harmony in canon. Now, canon means that we're going to not sing the same thing at the same time. A canon literally means one voice leads and another voice follows singing the same thing. So it's a leader-follower sort of thing. I'm going to ask Nicole to be the leader.
Okay.
I'll support you with the piano. If you play piano or guitar or some instrument that is useful to help support the voice, I would recommend that. But this is also doable without any accompaniment, which we'll demonstrate at the end maybe. So first, let's try singing in canon.
Okay.
So Nicole will start out and she'll sing that first section, the ram sam sam part. And once she finishes that section and moves on to a rafik, I'm going to start and do the ram sam sam part. All right, let's try it. Ready? Here we go.
Ram sam sam, ram sam sam, gooly 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 ram.
More time.
Ram sam sam, ram sam sam, gooly 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 ram.
Go ahead. A ram sam sam, a ram sam sam, gooly 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 ram sam sam. A ram sam sam, a ram sam sam, gooly 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 ram sam sam. A rafik, gooly 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 ram sam sam. A rafik, gooly 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 ram sam sam. Now, one thing, if you have two voices singing, you would probably repeat the whole thing twice.
Okay.
So I didn't say that before. But that, as a demonstration that we can do it, done. Now, one fun game to play with this is to start slowly and then slowly speed up. There are also a lot of fun games with hand motions and rhythm, so drums and things like this, which we can talk about some other time. But maybe we should try starting slowly and slowly speeding up. This is something that an instrument for the leader is really helpful for, because I can essentially control what the tempo is because I'm the loudest thing. Yeah. So do you feel good? Do you want to go first or do you want to go second?
I'll go first.
Okay. You want to maybe split up your students into two groups that are about equal. If you have some students that are really strong singers, try to split them up between the groups too. And the other thing, yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. Once your students get very comfortable, try to have them mix up. So they might be sitting next to somebody who's not singing their own part. And they may find that very difficult, but I found that students get a sense of pride from working through this. So now let's do it. We'll start it slowly. Let's try to repeat it 3 times, the whole thing 3 times. Take breaths all the time.
So we're doing
a ram
the
sam
whole
sam,
song
ram
3
sam.
times.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Whole song
Okay.
3 times. I'll just keep playing and then.
Okay.
And as the leader, if you need to jump in and help out a certain part, that would be really useful. The other thing is use your words during the canon to help the students along. Yeah. Ready? There you go.
Ram sam sam, ram
I'm so sorry. I started fast. Here we go. And
Oh, ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram,
Yeah.
sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Coolie, 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 coolie,
Now my
coolie,
turn.
ram, sam, sam.
Oh, ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, Rafi, oh, Rafi. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, Rafi, oh, Rafi. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, Rafi, oh, Rafi. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, Rafi, oh, Rafi. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, ram, sam. Oh, ram, sam, sam. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, Rafi, oh, Rafi. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Oh, Rafi, oh, Rafi. Coolie, 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 ram, sam, sam. Yeah. It gets a little breathless. But the point of the thing is maybe because these aren't performance songs, it's really about introducing the students to singing in harmony and being independent of the people that are next to them. So thank you for watching. Thank you, sister.
You're welcome.
And see you sometime soon.